My girlfriend looked at my grocery receipt and asked, "Who's Emma?" I had barely walked through the front door when she held up the receipt. Right underneath my groceries was a handwritten note that said, "Tell Emma I said hi." I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about. She handed me the receipt and crossed her arms. "So, who's Emma?" I looked at it for a second before realizing why it looked so bad. I swear I've never met an Emma. She wasn't convinced. Then why is someone writing you messages on receipts? Honestly, I wanted to know the same thing. The next morning, I went back to the store and found the same cashier. Before I could even ask, she smiled and said, "Did Emma like the message?" I just stared at her. I don't know any Emma. Her smile disappeared. She grabbed the receipt printer and immediately covered her face. Oh no. Apparently she'd been writing little notes on receipts all week. The customer before me was buying flowers for his wife Emma, and she accidentally handed me his receipt instead of mine. She was so embarrassed she offered to refund my groceries. When I got home, my girlfriend started laughing. "I owe you an apology." I said, "You definitely do." She nodded. To be fair, that receipt looked really suspicious. Now every time we grocery shop together, she checks the receipt before we leave the store.
Am I the asshole for telling my sister her dream wedding isn't happening on my daughter's birthday? My sister, 34, is getting married next spring and just announced the date at our family group chat like it was nothing. Problem? It's my daughter's 8th birthday, not close to it, the exact same day. I texted her privately, "Hey, quick thing, that's Emma's birthday. Any chance you could shift it a few days either way?" She called me instead of texting back. First thing she said, "It's one birthday, Rach. She'll have like 80 more." I said, "She's turning 8 once. You've been engaged for 2 years. You can pick literally any other Saturday. The venue only had that date open for the package we want. So get a different package. Why does everything have to bend around your kid?" That one stung, so I said, "It's not bending around her, it's basic scheduling. You didn't even check the family calendar before announcing it to everyone." She goes quiet for a second, then says, "Maybe don't come then." Solves it. Take her out to dinner the week before. I told her that felt like she was punishing Emma for existing on the wrong day, and she said, and I quote, "She's 8, she won't even remember this. I'll remember my wedding forever." That's when I told the group chat I wouldn't be attending, and neither would my husband, and that I hoped she had a beautiful day. My mom is now texting me nonstop saying I made it about myself, and that I should just switch Emma's party to Sunday. It's not that deep. My sister hasn't spoken to me since, except one text. Guess we know where we rank. Am I the asshole? Edit. She's my only sibling and was supposed to be Emma's godmother. Emma doesn't know about any of this yet. She just knows Aunt Steph's wedding is around her birthday and is excited to wear a fancy dress. I haven't told her we're not going.
My apartment smoke detector started chirping at 3:33 a.m. I don't own a smoke detector, I live alone. Studio apartment, no roommates, no pets. 3 nights ago I woke up to a soft chirp. The kind smoke detectors make when the battery's low. I lay there confused because I've never installed one. My landlord never did either. I checked the lease. I got up and followed the sound. It led me to the hallway closet, the one I never opened because it just has an ancient water heater in it. The chirping was coming from behind the water heater. Low, steady, patient. I told myself it was nothing. Pipes settling. A neighbor's unit bleeding sound through the wall. I went back to bed. It happened again the next night. Same time, 3:33. This time I recorded it on my phone before going to check. When I played the audio back the next morning, the chirping had a rhythm to it. 3 short, 1 long, 3 short. Over and over. I looked it up. That's Morse code for the letter O, then dash, then O, O-O. Last night I didn't get up. I just lay there and listened. Around 3:40, the chirping stopped. Then, from right outside my bedroom door, something chirped back the exact same pattern. I haven't opened that closet since. I've been sleeping with the lights on and my phone charged, ready to record. Tonight's night 4. If I don't post an update by tomorrow, please, someone check the pattern again. The last train on the L never actually stops running. It just stops picking anyone up. I work nights, so I take the L home around 2 a.m. most weeknights. Same platform, same routine, same 3 or 4 regulars I nod to but never talk to. 2 weeks ago I noticed one of them. An older guy in a gray coat who always stands at the far end of the platform. Hadn't gotten on a train in a while. Just standing there. Every night. I figured he was waiting for someone. Last Tuesday my train was delayed 40 minutes. I ended up standing near him for once. I said something dumb like, "Rough night for the trains, huh?" Just to fill the silence. He turned to look at me, and it took him a long, long second to actually focus on my face. Then he said, "Quiet. You can still get off." I couldn't. I laughed it off, the way you do with a stranger's weird comment at 2 a.m. But when my train finally came, I looked back at the platform through the window. He was still standing exactly where I'd left him. Not moving toward any door, not looking at his phone. Just watching the train pull away like he was watching it happen for the 100th time. I've taken an earlier train every night since. But 2 nights ago I forgot my badge at work and had to go back for the late one. He was there. This time there were 2 others standing with him, spaced evenly down the platform, all facing the tracks, none of them boarding. I didn't wait for my train. I walked home. 40 minutes, 3 miles at 2:30 a.m., and I'd do it again. I keep telling myself trains don't remember people. I'm less and less sure the platform agrees. My friend kept canceling plans at the last second. Then I found out what he was actually doing.
Hosted by user Last Minute Friend. For months, my friend would make plans with us and then cancel a few hours before. At first, everyone thought he was just unreliable. Eventually, people stopped inviting him because they assumed he wouldn't show up anyway. One weekend, we planned a group trip and he canceled again. This time, someone asked him why he always did that. He didn't answer. A few days later, I ran into him at a place nobody expected to see him. He was volunteering at a community center. I asked him what he was doing there, and he looked embarrassed. He explained that every time he canceled plans, it was because he was helping take care of his younger siblings while his mom worked late. He never told anyone because he didn't want people feeling sorry for him. The weird part was, everyone thought he didn't care enough to show up. The truth was, he was putting someone else first every time. After that, nobody got mad when he canceled. We just started asking if he needed help instead. My brother told the same lie for 3 years. It ended because of a birthday cake. Posted by user Candle Witness. My older brother always said he was allergic to chocolate. Nobody questioned it because he'd been saying it since we were kids. Every birthday we'd order vanilla just for him, and he'd remind everyone how sick chocolate made him. This year, my cousin brought a chocolate cake without asking anyone. Before anyone could stop him, my brother grabbed a huge slice and started eating it while talking to everyone. Halfway through, my aunt looked at the plate and asked, "I thought you were allergic." The whole room went quiet. He looked down, realized what he was holding, and just froze. After about 10 seconds, he started laughing and admitted he'd never been allergic. When he was 8, he didn't like chocolate cake, so he told one little lie to avoid eating it. Everyone believed him, and after a while he felt too embarrassed to admit he'd made it up. For 3 years, our family had been buying different desserts because of a lie that started over one slice of cake. To this day, whenever someone offers him chocolate, nobody lets him forget. My wife grabbed my phone and asked, "Why did the vet just text you saying, 'The package is ready, bring the cash'?" My heart completely stopped because it was the middle of dinner on a Thursday. "It's not what you think," I said, reaching to grab my phone back. But she was already reading the rest of the preview with her eyes wide. "Really? Because the vet also told you to use the back entrance and make sure you aren't followed." Her face went pale and she looked like she was about to cry. "Are you buying drugs? What's going on?" I sighed, sat her down, and looked her dead in the eyes. "I'm adopting the golden retriever puppy you've been crying about for months," I confessed. She stared at me, her jaw dropping. "Wait, what?" I explained that the breeder was incredibly private and operated out of a secure farm because of recent dog thefts. "I saved up $3,000 cash to surprise you for our anniversary next week," I said. She still looked highly skeptical, so I dialed the vet right there and put them on speaker. A woman answered on the first ring. "Hey, are you on your way? The little guy is bathed and ready to go." "Hey," I said. "My wife saw the text and thought I was doing a shady deal. Can you help me out?" The woman laughed warmly. "Oh, I am so sorry. We have to be incredibly careful with these rare litters. We've had people try to steal them right out of the yard." She offered to FaceTime us, and the moment the video connected, she showed us the most adorable golden puppy wearing a little red bow. My wife instantly burst into tears of joy. She hung up the phone, threw her arms around my neck, and apologized over and over for doubting me. "I'm so sorry," she sobbed. "You did all this for me?" "I just wanted to make you happy," I whispered, rubbing her back. We drove over together, picked up the puppy, and she spent the entire night cuddling him on the couch, completely in love. But around midnight, while she was fast asleep, my burner phone vibrated deep in my pocket. The text from my actual mistress read, "Thanks for picking up my dog. See you at my place tomorrow?" I opened the wrong hotel room door and accidentally exposed a scam. Hosted by user KeycardChaos18. I checked into my hotel after a long drive and grabbed the keycard from the front desk. When I unlocked my room, I froze. There were already suitcases on the bed and a laptop sitting open on the desk. I slammed the door shut and apologized to whoever was inside, but nobody answered. I went back downstairs expecting a simple mistake. Instead, the employee behind the desk suddenly looked nervous and asked me to wait. A manager came out a minute later, took my keycard, and quietly asked me not to mention what I'd seen to anyone else. That only made me more suspicious. About 10 minutes later, 2 police officers walked through the front entrance and went straight upstairs with the manager. It turned out the room wasn't supposed to have guests at all. Someone had copied old keycards, let people stay there illegally, and pocketed the cash instead of checking them in. The person running the scam worked at the hotel. They were arrested before my room was even ready. I only found out because I opened the wrong door. I accidentally exposed a cheater with one text message. Posted by user TextReceipt91. I was trying to message my brother about dinner when I accidentally sent it to an old coworker instead. He replied almost immediately asking why I was texting his other phone. I thought he was joking until he started panicking and told me to delete the conversation. Before I could even answer, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was his girlfriend. She had seen the notification pop up on the phone he always claimed was just for work. She asked me one question. "How long have you known about this phone?" I told her the truth, which was about 10 seconds. She thanked me and hung up. The next morning, my coworker never showed up. By lunch, everyone had heard that his girlfriend had confronted him the night before and discovered months of lies. He quit later that week without saying goodbye to anyone, all because I sent one message to the wrong contact.